Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Who's joining us today? We have one of my favorite program, book review today. Hello. Good evening. Hello, who's there? I can see some people are on already. Good evening. Hello. Has anyone received a notification? Hello. Hello. Go across this page. Hello, good evening. Who's joining us today? We have book review. I can't see people's name. Oh. Good evening anyway. Thank you for joining. As you can see, the book title is Seven Tips to Self-Fulfillment. 7 Tips to Self-Fulfillment. Hello, Lisa. How are you? Thank you. Yes, good evening. Thank you very much, Lisa. Who else is there that I can say hello to? I can see Lisa's name only, but I know there are more people with us. If you're joining us for the first time, we're having a book review right now. We're going to start shortly. Hello, Lisa. How are you? Hi, Yinka. Good evening. This would be a book review of one of Dr. Sunday's many books. He's just started writing books in English and translating into English, but he's got hundreds of books in Russian language. So it's a real privilege to be having this book review in English right now because as many people will testify to his books and the topics of his book, it's what's the right word for it? Maybe second to none. I've had titles that really got me reading immediately. I've had titles that got me thinking about my life. And today, title 7 Tips to Self-Fulfillment. Just 7 tips to self-fulfillment. I would think that there would be hundreds of tips to self-fulfillment. So I'm really interested in this title. I really want to see what the 7 tips are, and I can't wait to get the book and start reading it so that I can be self-fulfilled. Thank you very much, Reverend Rosalind. Good evening, Julie. Thank you very much for sharing. So guys, Julie have just shared and a few people have shared. Can we all share so that we can invite more people to join us in this book review? We are having at the moment a few people online, so the more people the better. They can also get this information. You know, I have this ethos that the more of us have the knowledge, the understanding that we need to live a fulfilled, a good life, a balanced life, the better, because you'll be interacting with more people in the world that have the knowledge and understanding to make even the world better for you too. So please invite people. Just for that alone, it is worth inviting other people, and also invite your friends and family. 7 tips to self-fulfillment. I want everyone around me to also be self-fulfilled. So please do that right now so that more people will join us. So before we go on, we have 2 scheduled programs every day here. Dr. Sunday's page, Dr. Sunday Adelaja's page. One at 7 p.m. Ukraine time, and the other one is at 9 p.m. Ukraine time. So 7 p.m. Ukraine time is 5 p.m. Nigeria and UK time, and 9 p.m. is 7 p.m. Nigeria and UK time. So join us at those two scheduled time of programs. The 7 p.m. program, we have 4 alternate programs that we do. So one of them is what we're going to start now, which is a book review. And we also have attributes. We did that yesterday. So that's discussing attributes of Dr. Sunday that we've all admire about him. And we listed those attributes during his Golden Jubilee a few months ago. That was in May. So we listed 50 attributes of Dr. Sunday that we admire. And we collated those attributes. It's in his special edition Golden Jubilee magazine, if you want to see, and it's also on his page. So we discussed those attributes in one of the programs at 7 p.m. Yesterday we discussed genius. It was really good. I learned a lot about being a genius, and also I learned how I and you as well at home or wherever you are can also develop the attitude or the attributes of a genius and be a genius too. So that was really good. I enjoy attributes. Then we have another program which we title Kingdom Fruits. Kingdom Fruits is a program that we... Kingdom Fruits is, because they're new people, Kingdom Fruits is a program that we have those that have been following Dr. Sunday's teachings, they have achieved something, they've developed a project, or their lives have changed. So they come on to discuss that, to give us their profile, tell us their story, tell us where they're coming from, where they're going, and how Dr. Sunday Adelaja's teachings have changed their life. And the final program that we have, the fourth one, is a new program that we started recently, and we titled that Reflections. Reflection, we reflect on some of Dr. Sunday's teachings over the last few months. So we talk about it, we talk about what we've learned, how we've developed, what understanding that we've gained from those teachings. So those are the 4 programs that we have on a daily basis on alternate days. So join us every day. We have something for you. So right now, without further ado, guys, please, for the final time before we start, can you please share this program with others and invite people? So invite people to join us. So I'm going to turn the camera now, and Dr. Sunday will start with the book review. So 7 tips to self-fulfillment. I really can't wait. Thank you. I'm going to turn the camera. Hello, sir.
Yes, evening, everybody. Good evening, good day. Nice to be back. I'm sure some of you were with us for part of the day today. And what we were doing is that we were busy celebrating. We were having a party. We were having a party here with a young couple that just wedded. So the wedding just took place for Pastor Clement and Topsy Gift. So that was a good experience. And yeah, so if some of you saw it, well, we are glad. If not, not a big deal. You can still go to my page here and have a look at some of the coverages that we did. I hope you could hear me. I hope nobody is complaining about the sound. Well, the book we are working on today is called 7 Tips to Self-Fulfillment in Life. I don't know, is that visible, 7 Tips to Self-Fulfillment. Now, of course, there will be a lot more, but we are just talking about self-fulfillment. Normally, self-fulfillment is not my big thing, because self-fulfillment is good, but I like to preach more about fulfilling kingdom purposes, what God wants to do on earth. That is what I'm more passionate about. But, if you are not fulfilled as a first step, you will find it difficult to do anything for the kingdom. You will not be able to fulfill kingdom mandate and kingdom agenda if you cannot even fulfill anything for yourself. So, because everybody loved each themselves, basically. So if you love yourself and you couldn't do anything for yourself, then how possibly will you ever be able to do anything for God, no matter how you love God? So, yeah, so 7 Tips to Self-Fulfillment is the book we are reviewing today. And in life. So I want to throw a challenge to Mayowa and people who are here. When you hear of such a book or such a title that is called 7 Tips to Self-Fulfillment, what do you think? What do you think some of those tips will be? What do you think some of those tips will be? So I want to test you and see how who will make it. Maybe you want to also try your luck. Anybody wants to try?
That is a good question, actually. I haven't really thought about it in depth. I'm just waiting for you to give me the answers so that I should have known better, really, to prepare myself and think about this carefully. But I think if I should think about self-fulfillment now, I will be thinking about how to achieve my purpose in life, how to be successful at the things that the goals that I put in place, how to achieve those goals and to completion, and how to get more goals, put more ideas together so that I can have a daily achievement, not just something that happens once and it doesn't happen again. So self-fulfillment for me will be living in my purpose, and also having a daily goal or a goal that I achieve regularly, that I'm confident that I can achieve without any, there will be challenges, but without feeling that I cannot handle whatever comes to me. So
okay, so self-fulfillment is one of the.
Yeah, sorry.
Are they on me now?
Sorry. Yes.
Okay, so the self-fulfillment is if self-fulfillment is one of the you think self-fulfillment, that's the topic of the book, but you are thinking a calling, your calling is one of the 7 tips that will be this one of the 7 keys to self-fulfillment, one of the 7 tips to self-fulfillment. She said calling. Okay, definitely calling is inevitable. To be fulfilled in life without a calling, there is no way. You need to have a calling or a goal. When you have a calling, then you have at least a direction. The calling gives you the direction of where you are going, and if you don't have, there is no way you could be fulfilled in life without a goal, without a vision, without a calling. So you could just have a dream, but that could be something you came up with by yourself. So that would not give you, you can even achieve that dream, but if it is not your calling, initial calling that God has given to you, even though you are fulfilling a dream, but you are still not going to be fulfilled as an individual. You see, there are a lot of people who are fulfilling their dreams, but they are not fulfilling their calling. And the difference is that your dream is what you came up with, or what you like, or what you dreamt of because you saw somebody making it that way, or because somebody encouraged you, or because something is something that is attractive. But it might not have been what God or heaven had intended you or packaged you to be. That is your calling. So real fulfillment comes not through success.
Wow.
Because you could be successful at the wrong thing. And there are too many people like that. That's why you hear of successful people commit suicide. So success is not a panacea for good living. So that's why you could be successful and still commit suicide. You could be successful and still live in depression. You could be successful and still be killing your spouse. You could be successful and still be violent. You could be successful and still be miserable. You could be successful and still be alcoholic. You could be successful and still be a drunkard. You could be successful and still be in the clinic, rehabilitation clinic. You could be successful and still be messed up. So success is not the thing to pursue. It is being successful at the right thing that matters. So that's what this book is about. So 7 tips to self-fulfillment is not just about you, but about you being successful or being fulfilled, but it's about you being fulfilled at the right place. So that is the calling, and that's where calling is significant. So you got 1 out of 7. We have 6 left. Not you. Maybe other people could try. What could be the second?
I don't know. I think for me, I think self-fulfillment is one word that gets thrown around a lot, especially by motivational speakers.
Ooh, they
messed it up. And what Pastor just said now explains it all. Because what we are told in self-fulfillment by motivational speakers
just be
is for
successful.
yourself. It's just to be successful, to get more money, the car you need, the job you dream about, the houses and all that, the wife, the kind of wife you want to marry, and the country you want to be, and all that. So that is the kind of self-fulfillment that gets thrown a lot. But I think at the end of everything, when people have acquired that, then they are still wanting more, because they are still not fulfilled. That self-fulfillment is still not there. And unfortunately, the way that many people drive for self-fulfillment is to acquire more and more. So you still want more motivation. You want more to attend more conferences. So you are drinking.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I was saying shortly that many people are getting drunk in the water of personal success, and unfortunately, even though they are drowned in that water, what they still want to do to come out of it is to drink more of it. So people are striving to be more successful. Maybe if I can just get that car, maybe that is just going to be it. Maybe if I can just land that job, then it will be perfect. But eventually, then when they still get that, then they still discover that. But whereas that which had always, that which will always lead to fulfillment had always been there, which is your personal calling, your self-discovery, to be able to save yourself, your packaging inside of you. So what they are looking for in conferences and motivation and motivational speaking and all that, it's what had always been inside. So it's an endless pursuit. So that was just what I wanted to.
Brilliant. Okay, so now that we are talking about 7 tips, do you want me to give one tip, or anybody wants to try their luck?
You can give one. You can give one.
I should give one?
I'll try to.
You will try to. Okay.
Try to
Okay.
say something.
Try to say something.
I'm not really sure that I will
She's
give.
very smart. She push it on me.
Yes, I know that you will give the right answer, Pastor, but I still want to try because, hello everybody, I want to check myself first.
Yes.
When I think about self-fulfillment, it's not about what I achieve in life, what I am achieving in life, but who I am. It's more about who I am. And when I think about self-fulfillment, I think about self-sufficient and how I can achieve to live like for me it's enough me myself. For example, how I can achieve to be happy every minute. For me, it will be one of the ways to be self-fulfillment. For me to be self-fulfillment, it's to be to have pleasure that I see around me. For me to be self-fulfillment, it's to be sure that I give joy to someone. For me to be self-fulfillment, it's not about what I have, but who I am more. It's about who I am.
Beautiful.
For me to be self-fulfillment, it's to have peace inside, to have peace inside, to be sure that I'm happy about who I am and in what happened inside of me, more than how many I have in my bank account right now. For me to have, because I can lose those money, that money tomorrow, but I don't want to lose a piece inside of me, my love, my beauty, my everything. So for now I'm fighting every minute to have this piece, because I know that it's more expensive than money. It's more expensive than gold. It's more expensive because, and I paid a lot of price, a big price to have this self-fulfillment. This is why I start to speak right now, because I know that Pastor has already an answer, but I still want to check what I have right now inside of me, because and even to to cross my fears, and I will put inside of me next coin, next dollar, inside, not in the table but inside, which is very expensive. Yes, value, which is very expensive. To be self-fulfillment, what else? It's not, yes, many things.
That one is enough
Oh,
because you got it right. It's one of the 7.
5 years being with you is not lost years. It's okay.
So you didn't lose years being with me, huh?
No, at all.
You got it.
I'm sure.
It is called here in this one of these steps. It's called don't compare yourself to any other. Just be fulfilled by yourself and for yourself and all that you could be. So it's one of the 7. We got 2 right now out of 7. But you wanted to, then you have to.
Oh, you got one?
He wanted to try. No, let me show the book before he tries. Let me show the book. This is the book we are talking about. And it's on Amazon. The book is on Amazon. Amazon.com, Sunday Adelaja Books. Just go to Sunday Adelaja Books on Amazon and you will see all the books there. And this is one of the new books. It's going to be there, right there for you, waiting for you. It's also going to be by next week on okadabooks.com. So that's the book, 7 Tips to Self-Fulfillment. Okay, so we have Anu here who wants to try his luck to try to get one of the 7 points right.
Hello everyone. Well, like everyone is getting it. So I hope I do get it. All right, so
no guarantee.
Yeah. But I think this, I want to first talk about the importance of this subject matter, because while she was talking, I was just picturing the world that we live in, where there's so much demand on you, so much pressure on you from people, so much expectations, and then you all by yourself, you're trying to compete with a lot of people. So someone is demanding something from you, putting pressure on you, and then you happen to be in an atmosphere where there's so much competition, and comparison is one. So like, for example, you hit a goal, a target, and then you look around and everyone around seems to be like one step ahead, and then you want to just make sure you also catch up. And so there's so much comparison. That's why I really agreed with what she was saying. And
that's one of the 7 points.
Yes.
Don't compare yourself.
Don't compare with others.
Don't run with another man's house.
Yeah. But what I want to talk about is one thing I've learned personally, and then meeting Pastor Sunday, he just fortified it. And that is, for me, the place of hard work. That it's impossible for you to attain self.
I'm in trouble. All of them are getting it.
Yeah, it is.
I'm only left with 3.
Well, my true disciples.
I'm in trouble.
Maybe you will finish.
Yeah, because, well,
this is called your dream is a myth without hard work.
Wow.
Without work. So I'm hearing, I have to listen.
Yes, nothing happens by chance. Nothing happens by chance. And that's one thing that we've learned over time, that work is a gift from God. And it is through work that we can, anyone that wants to achieve anything, wants to attain self-fulfillment, and wants to think it will happen by miracles or without, just a dreamer. And that is why
maybe he's a believer, short goer.
Yeah, well, that's one of the errors that we have. Yeah, that definitely is nothing but I don't want to call it ignorance. I think it's stupidity to expect to get a result when there is no effort. Well, I don't know how that happens. Well, we believe in miracles, but that's less than 1% or 2%. So, but even God has proved to us that nothing comes on earth, nothing happens without work, and that He did with creation, because after He worked. So for God to say, like, after God even gave us a picture in Genesis. After He finished His work, then He sat down and he admired his work. So what was he getting? He was getting that self-fulfillment. So when he was done creating, and then he said it was good, do you know what that meant to him? Then I'm fulfilled. That was self-fulfillment right there, because he went to work, he applied work, and then he created, and then he sat down and he saw his creation. He assessed it, because you need to assess what you're doing, and the end of all you're doing is to bring that fulfillment, that satisfaction. And then God himself modeled it to us from Genesis chapter 1, that work is essential, and not just work, but hard work.
Wow.
That is so true, and that is so true. That is one of the points in this book. If you want to get it, go to Amazon.com. Amazon.com. Just write Sunday Adelaja. You'll be able to find the book there. 7 tips to self-fulfillment. Only 7 we are talking about this time. So what are the 3 we already got right?
Got purpose.
Find your calling.
Don't compare yourself.
Don't compare yourself to another. Just realize your own self.
Hard work.
And hard work. Now, anybody want to comment on the hard work or anything like that? Okay, so let's continue. Should I give you another point, or
Yes, please.
any other person want to try?
Let me also jump.
Oh, you want to try?
I want to jump. Yeah.
Really?
Jump to the bandwagon. Out of
I want to
7,
jump.
we only have 7, because when you have been listening to Pastor Sunday, it's impossible to stop at 7, because you know there are too many. You can just mention anything and it will be right. Anything out of Pastor Sunday. But since it's limited to 7, you might mention something that I didn't include in that particular book.
I know that one of the things that leads to self-fulfillment that Pastor has not just taught us but demonstrated for us is service to other people. Pouring yourself out for other people. That at the end of everything, it's not about how much you have put up for yourself, how much you have accumulated, but it is about how much you have demonstrated in service to humanity. So I believe that one of the ways that personally I can say, like, everything that God made didn't exist for itself, but everything exists to serve other people, to make other people happy, to make other people better. So I think that one of the greatest ways by which I can become fulfilled is to pour out my life in love and in service to humanity.
Now, let's hear my own comment now. That is a very, very serious, one of the most important things in life. But you know why I didn't include it in this book? Because in this book, we already talk about calling.
Calling is service.
Yeah. So we assume that when you are fulfilling your calling, you're actually serving that way. So we didn't include it. So we still have 4 more to go. Should I give you one?
Yes, please.
Or anybody wants to try? I should go ahead and give you one. Okay. 7. If you want to mention 7 tips to self-fulfillment out of all these things that Pastor Sunday talks about, and there are so many tips to self-fulfillment, but in this book only 7. So if you want to know the 7 things that will help you to just come to self-fulfillment for yourself and to be happy and satisfied with yourself, you need to get this book. So what are those 7 tips? Which one should I give you out of the 4 we have left? So which one should I give you?
The most important.
Okay. The next most important is right attitude to crisis and problems. Because if you are always going to be afraid of problems and crisis, you will never be fulfilled, because you'll be running away. But some of those crises and problems, they are actually the things that are supposed to bring you to that self-fulfillment that you so much want to have. Just like Thomas Edison. all his failures. It's thanks to all his failures that led him to his fulfillment. So the paradox of life is that your crisis, your problems, your challenges, your failures, they are, if you know this thing, that those things are a blessing to you, they actually eventually help you to come to fulfillment. The Wright brothers, who came up with airplane, if you see how many times they failed, and other people fail in an attempt to do that, but it is the combination of those failures that eventually gave us the planes that we're riding on today. So everything that you see around us, people didn't run. Those are the result of people who didn't run away from failures, and who are not afraid of crises and problems. It is everything you enjoy today is as a result of people that have decided not to be afraid of crises, problems, and failures. But the way I called it in this book might interest you. That whole lesson, I gave it a title. And the title is, and maybe you would like to think about this or comment on this. The title is, Crises are not tragedies, they are traffic lights. It's tough for you, huh?
The traffic lights. Traffic lights?
Huh? You got it? Should I repeat it?
Yes, please.
Crisis, just now that I'm saying crisis, I noticed that the spelling here is wrong, because crisis that is supposed to be was supposed to be multiple. Anyway, crises are not tragedies. They are only traffic lights. So how will you view that? Anybody want to comment on that?
If you explain what is traffic light.
Yeah, well,
I'm not
Metaphor.
driving.
as soon as Pastor made that statement, I was like, yeah, because
I agree.
I agree, because my life up until this point is a full proof of that statement. Why am I saying that? A major shift happened in my life when I had a crisis, and my crisis took me to a place of solitude. And in the place of solitude was where the Anu that you see now
Emerged.
Yeah. So I had a crisis, like I think it was 2 years back, that and the amazing thing about this was, it was as though God, and like a week before this terrible incident, it was as though I was having solitude with God. That was how it was. So I was still in medical school, so even going to class was like a big issue for me, because I was just enjoying my time with God. And then bam, it happened. But well, as in like I was there. So what God told me was, don't tell anyone about this. It's pastoring. Don't even tell your church members. Don't tell anybody. You just spend these next 3 weeks with me, and don't tell anybody.
And you'll be going to church and coming back.
While I was preaching, I was talking, and people were, hey, hello. Well, I was laughing, but man, I was going through a whole lot of process, grief, due to the loss of one of my brother. Now, it was in that place of solitude that I got that traffic lights. Actually,
Repeat the phrase,
yeah,
so that they will.
Crises are not tragedies, but they are traffic lights. Traffic lights, yeah. And what is the purpose of a traffic light? A traffic light is there to give direction.
First of all, tell them that traffic lights come in.
Yeah, comes in 3 colors.
Red.
There is the red, means you should stop. Yellow,
Stop on your path.
yeah,
On the path that you are treading now.
yeah. Stop,
Full stop.
yeah. Reevaluate. Yellow means, okay, it's time for you to pause. Just get ready, pause, and okay. And am I doing the right thing? Do I need to make a U-turn? Because red is like, hey, stop. Like this is like stop. Then the yellow is telling you, wait. You have to reassess what you're doing. Am I doing the right thing? I'm telling you, as I'm saying this exactly was what happened to me. And then green is, all right, you're on the right path, just keep moving. And this was exactly what the crisis did to me. They were
Can you illustrate?
Yeah, because
which you like the color.
Yeah, for example, during that time, I was to make a decision that was very, very, that was going to either make me or mar me. But I was delaying in making the right decision because I was like, okay, what should I do now? Should I just continue with this, or I should just say I need to stop this? Because I was doing something that I was like, I needed to stop this thing, but I was still like, should I continue? I should not continue. But when that crisis happened, it was very easy for me to say stop. Like, it was like, boy, you have to stop.
Red light. So that, what light was that?
That was red. It was like, boy, you have to stop, because it took me to the place of the yellow lights where now I had to start asking myself questions. Like, just let me just be very open. So I lost my elder brother, son. So now it made me use the yellow lights for me to ask myself that, boy, okay, chill. So 2 people are gone already. Are you going to go like that too, without doing anything? Are you going to just okay? What is the word saying about your brothers? Although they were very young, but I think I've come to a stage where, or to an age where at least I should have a legacy. So that place, that yellow light helped me to think, to reassess a lot of things. And it was through these experiences that I lost the fear of death. And I was like, man, I have to leave, because if my first brother went, second left, well, I can be the next. So if I'm going to go, there must be something I must leave. So it took me to a place where I had to now pause and really reassess my life. That, okay, all these years I've lived, have I just been existing, or am I living to leave a legacy? Because I can be the next. Because nobody expected either of them to go at the point where they went. So, well, if I go today, what have I left? So you see the yellow lights.
Reflection.
Yeah, so it made me reflect. So 3 weeks I had to myself. I was just coming out. People were there seeing me, laughing, but they didn't know what was happening. Maybe Victor knew, because it was through Victor that I got the news. So then the green light played a role where some things that I have been doing before that time, where I was in the right track. I was doing the right thing. So what the green light just gave to me was, boy, man, don't even consider going back. Don't even consider like relenting on what you're doing, on those things that you need to do. After I discovered my purpose, discovered some things, I'm like, okay, I'm going to just keep going.
So which affirms what this particular point here.
Yes.
So crisis doesn't really mean catastrophic.
Yeah.
So I did finish dead.
Nah. Yeah. That's one of the best.
But that's
gifts.
how people look at tragedies.
Through this experience, I learned that
that's how they look at crisis.
Yes. Through this experience, I learned that in life, the lessons life teaches us, not in comfort, not in a place of comfort. No, you never. There's no lesson. I mean, things are like, we had a party here. I don't know any lesson I really learned. Well, we had some lessons. Yeah, but man, they're gone. But where there is pain, there's a lesson.
Why is it that people don't address that?
Where there is
the
pain.
benefit of pain.
Yeah. Where there is
People
pain.
hardly address it.
It makes you.
Exactly.
But people try to avoid it.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants to hear that. Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't make people happy.
Yeah. Because pain is painful. Yeah. So it gave me a whole new perspective. Yeah. It gave me a new perspective to life. It gave me a new perspective to
always do something.
to life generally. So for me, pain was something that was an indicator. I saw pain as an indicator. I saw pain as I saw tragedies as things that we should actually, when it happens to us, we should look
Other
for.
red light.
Yeah, either red lights telling us, boy,
So you
just
see
stop.
tragedies or pain as traffic lights.
Traffic lights, yes. So either you
So
stop.
pain, tragedy, crisis are
Yeah.
only traffic lights.
Yeah.
But when you are before traffic lights, it doesn't mean that movement ceases.
No.
So movement can still continue
Definitely.
or not.
Yes.
Traffic light, it
Yeah.
only regulates
It
movement.
regulates it, yeah.
It doesn't terminate it.
Yeah.
So crisis is not the end,
No.
and tragedy also,
No.
and pain too.
No.
You understand?
Just helps to move on, isn't it?
You don't need to take it. Just switch to that.
Crisis just helps us.
Just the opposite.
It means that the crisis just helps us to move on, because this is what the how do you call the lights?
Traffic light.
Traffic lights. Traffic lights only helps us to move on. Okay, it's not it's not stop us. It's not saying that it's the game is over.
No roadblock.
Yes, and it's not only red, big red one.
Roadblock.
Yes, yeah,
Roadblock.
roadblock. It's not roadblock. It has 3 colors inside. So the crisis is just help us to move on, to keep moving. It just says that okay, you can't move without rules.
Yeah.
I have a crisis. Here I am. I'm crisis. I can, but I only part of your road to your success,
Destination.
to your destination, to your I don't know what you pursue.
In life.
It just it's everything is fine. Everything is okay. I don't know when, Pastor. I don't know when we will come to the point when we will be easy accepting crises. We even afraid the word for crisis. When we hear crisis, it's I don't know what happened inside, but as like Chinese or with Japanese, they say that crisis is how it translated. It's
It's a new opportunity.
new opportunity. It's not look like this from the first side. It's not look like this. What happened when the brother gone? It didn't look like opportunity at all. It's when my mom gone 1 year ago. It didn't look like opportunity, but I start to move on. I start to sing more because she wanted me to sing. I start to do things, It was like okay. Now it's big red. Now it's big red. Now it will be yellow because and you should.
Big red.
Yes, red. Yes. I use big because when it's red, So crisis is only helping us to move on. It's not a big deal. It's not something like horrible in it. Yes, but we don't think so when we're passing through crisis. We don't think so.
Crises are only traffic lights. They are not roadblocks. Traffic is not the end of your life. It's just traffic lights. Some crises are yellow traffic lights that you don't have to stop for so long, and you don't see much pain as a result of that yellow traffic light. So you see that yes, there are some cautions that you have to take, but you are not really seeing any drastic change in your trajectory. But when it's red, that's when it's very, very painful. And God is trying to steer you that direction that you are going, or that thing you are pursuing, that you might need to let it go before you could actually get to where you want to get to. A lot of times, we are like mouse or rat, cat, what do you call it? Is it rat? Rat. And what the rat does is that rat sees the bait inside the trap, but it doesn't know it's the trap because it's so focused on the bait. It's so focused on the meat, on the fish, or on the cheese. So, you see that the fish is inside, but since you are seeing it, so you think since you are seeing it, it belongs to you. So when you put your hand inside, and God is trying to give us yellow. When you don't get a yellow, it puts red. So it puts red so that, hey, stop right now, stop. Don't go in, don't go further. But when you put your hand already in the trap doesn't close yet, even though you're already in the trap. So you could still go back. Actually, rats could go into a trap and come out, as long as it doesn't touch the bait. What brings crisis and tragedy is when you touch the bait. Because what happens with the way any bait is done is that it is flat. When you put your hand on and it's flat, it's okay. But when you hold it, your hand becomes bigger. So when you can always enter into the hole without a closed fist, because you want to go and take. But once you take something, you cannot come out because your hand now is like you think you get it. And the thing that happens with the animals, because they don't use logical conclusions, that thing they got, they want to take it. They don't know they can lose it and just go back, but they want to take it out. And that's at the point when when the trap closes. So we could actually be walking into a danger when the red light comes on. That please stop, don't go. So crisis is a red light that is stopping you from some imminent danger, or from losing your direction, or from going the wrong path, and from making the wrong choice, or going astray in life. Crisis, troubles, problems are only red. This is what this book is talking about as well. One of the 7 keys to fulfillment.
Wow.
Is that something to reflect on?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to say something. Yes, to me it is something to reflect on, because I realized that crisis and challenges and all of that these are actually chances for us. These are chances for us to start again, or chances for us to reevaluate. It's help, really. I see crisis as help and direction from God. Because if you think about it, you're driving in the car and you just drive without any traffic lights. At some point, you will just crash into another person or another car, or into a wall. You will just crash because you're not being regulated, and you don't know what comes from the left or what comes from the right, because you have nothing that helps you and directs you to slow down sometimes, to look to the left and to the right, and to assess where you are, if you're actually going into the right direction. And I think that is that crisis also helps us to stay realistic. Because if you're driving on a highway, for example, you increase the speed of your car. You drive really, really, really fast. And if you don't get out of the highway at some point, or if you actually get out of the highway, you realize that you are driving very, very slowly by reducing the speed, even though you actually are not. You are being regulated, because you can't continue driving at this same speed if you're entering a city or a neighborhood or anything, because you're not aware. It's not the same environment that you find yourself in, and it's the same way that we are in life. There are some environments that we find ourselves in that need different types of speeds, different types of regulations, different types of approaches, and I think crisis and challenges help us to realize that, to understand the reality that we find ourselves in, so that we can adjust and live life in a way that will be productive. So I really like this illustration because it helps me to look at crisis in a very positive way, and actually desiring crisis, because it is like someone is guiding you.
Yeah.
Exactly, it is like a guidance. So I would like guidance in my life. I would like someone to.
That's the answer to your question, Tatiana. What should we have to do to like crisis or pain? You need to have understanding.
Yeah, understanding of the fact that crisis is your guide. Crisis is your help. It is something that will lead you to the right direction if you pay attention to it. Because there are many people who just ignore the traffic lights, and then bad things happen.
Just like you put yourself in a crisis by resigning.
Yeah, exactly. I was also in a crisis because.
And everybody didn't understand.
Yeah, and my crisis was, or my red light actually was the book Stop Working for Uncle Sam, that made me understand that no, this is a stop, because I was walking inside a trap. I was walking into a trap.
You are going to be in that trap for the rest of your life.
Exactly. I was looking for, the big fulfillment that was never going to come. And this book helped me to realize the reality that I was in, that I was living
Trap with fat
in delusion, thinking that, if I get promoted, if I get more money, or if I get this position, I can continue and things will be great. But this never came. It never came, no matter how hard I worked, and I worked much, much more than I had to. And the reward never came. So this book was really, for me, the red light in my life, to sit down, assess my reality, be truthful to myself, and take a decision of where to go next. And this made me resign. And so I'm really, really grateful for this red light in my life, and it helps me to actually explain this to other people as well, so that they can understand. So yeah, thank you for that.
When Pastor spoke about this animal who put a hand in the trap,
The rat is in the trap.
right?
In the trap.
In a trap. And I remember I read some once that monkey they did an experiment. They put something is very delicious in a tree, and there is a space in a tree. You can put anything you want, and they put for example banana. And the
monkeys like
monkey saw, and the man's supposed to be, like he's so very mysterious. He's the man, human.
Okay.
He's supposed to be mysterious because he saw that the monkey following him. He came to the tree, put the bananas, and he knew that monkey watching him. And because monkey is thinking, she can think. He knew that she will see that he was so mysterious. So something expensive is inside. So she came to this space in the tree. She put a hand in the tree, but she couldn't take a banana because because a arm became too big to, to remove, banana. It was no one banana. It was, that many.
No, because when he do
yes,
the
he get a banana and
the feast
yes,
becomes too
yes,
big.
and this is why they go to monkey, and the monkey goes to zoo park, and was the end of the story.
They took it to the zoo.
Yeah,
zoo park.
so yeah, this is what's the plan. So this is what
That was the plan.
yeah, that was the plan. What I want to say about this story, the first scene when you see the human going, mysterious way, this is yellow. This is the yellow. You see, yes, the
yellow light.
Yellow light. You see why this human being going to the tree?
Suspicious.
Yes, and putting banana. Why he's doing this? And but monkey didn't hear the voice of the truth. I don't know. And yes, intuition of monkey came, and he won't. Oh, she, I don't know, monkey. She came. She wanted to receive. I don't know. Some banana, yes, and this is was the end. And I remember something else in the book of Job. There is a place when God says 3 times. The straight, how we call it, straight lights. Traffic lights. God says 3 times. When you don't hear the first time, he speaks second time. When you don't hear the second time, he speaks third time. But it's become harder and harder. And if you don't have an angel who will pray for you, it means that your life will finish and you are just dead. And if you don't understand the first, the second, and the third, you will be on a bed, something like this. You remember in Job?
You will be taught on the bed of sickness.
Yes, Pastor, exactly. And so this is why what we're talking about today, it's even based on the Bible. We can prove by the.
Okay. I know what. Thank you so much, Tatiana, for that contribution. It's basically like what happens to us in life, pursuing, and then we get trapped. What I wanted to add concerning the traffic lights, the problems or crises are not tragedies; they are just traffic lights for us. Is that even the mere fact that we come to certain traffic lights means that there is a motion that is going on in our lives. So that means we are not even stagnant in the first place, because if we were stagnant, then we would not even be. So I also think that crisis is a good pointer that at least there's a movement, something is going on, and that God is still interested in my situation and in my case. Because the man who has no crisis at all in life perhaps is just a dead man. So it's a traffic light in the regard that it's also a pointer to me that God is interested in my situation. God is interested in I'm making progress in life. I'm of interest to my generation.
So I have 7 points. It's called 7 tips to self-fulfillment. 7 tips to self-fulfillment. Seven tips to self-fulfillment. We gave you 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We gave you 4. I don't think it would be proper to give you all the 7. I'm sorry for that. Go get the book now. I think it's high time for you to get the book. And the book is on Amazon. So Sunday, go to Amazon.com, check for Sunday Adelaja books there, or go to Okada Books next week. and you'll be able to get the book. Maybe it's actually on Akada Books already. But yeah, so that's it for now. Maybe you want to read some comments to us.
Hello everyone. Okay, we have curiosity. Reverend Rosalind is saying curiosity. Maybe she's curious to know the rest of the tips. So go to Amazon and get the book.
Curiosity is what made the monkey talk.
Oh, okay, curiosity about the monkey. Okay, well, if you're also curious to find out the rest of the tips,
acting strange.
yes, curiosity killed the cat, as they say.
That's what
Okay.
Well, here it's like curiosity kills the monkey.
Yeah, kill the monkey.
But he didn't kill it, he took it to the zoo.
Curiosity took the monkey to the zoo. Interesting. Okay.
Caged life.
Yeah, a caged life.
DJ is saying, I love this teaching. Pastor Sunday, you are very intelligent.
Okay.
Reverend Rosie says, red is the most valuable of all. When we are so engaged and don't consult God, God will stop us suddenly, protect us from danger. I think she wants to say. And Anastasia has written, crises are only traffic lights. That's the quote. They are not roadblocks. DSA. Reverend Rosalind says, a place of re-evaluation and reflection about your journey. Anastasia wrote another quote, tragedies are not crises, but traffic lights. Thank you. Ifoma says, I agree, sir. Crises are not tragedies, but traffic lights. Yes. Thank you, Ifoma. So they're all pleasantries. Not much
Well, we'll be back in
comments.
1 hour.
Yes. So guys, we'll be back in 1 hour. So join us for the continuation and the series on truth. Pastor is going to start. Dr. Sunday is going to start a new title today. So please join us. It's still on truth.
The title today is
Yes. Okay. So
Superb.
you see, the title today is superb. So
The truth,
Not truth.
the truth,
the truth,
non-truth,
non-truth,
and lies.
and lies. Okay, the truth, non-truth, and lies. So how do you detect or which one is which? You know, I just know that is either
We're
true
going to
or
have a lot of
false.
discussions.
That's all we get, true or false. So join us, we'll find out. So 9 o'clock. See you soon. Take care. Bye.